How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are going to be having an exciting conversation. I'm very excited about all the different things that have been happening with Cardano, now listed on Atomic Wallet. A lot of interesting strides moving forward. I would say Cardano is certainly among the cryptocurrency teams that are really innovating as far as learning from the mistakes that were made by previous technologies, and especially during the final half of 2018. Cardano is certainly on my Christmas list of looking forward to see where these things are really going to be taking themselves as things continue to move forward in terms of the roadmap that Cardano has laid out for it, and a multitude of other variables that have been compiling as far as seeing where blockchain is going to take us. Cardano blockchain development just got easier. So Cardano is one of the technologies out there as far as in the space of cryptocurrencies competing with each other. I would say Cardano is really making a lot of big innovations that are going to set the standard as far as blockchain innovation goes. When we look at this conversation, this topic that's developing in the public discourse revolving around blockchain and the future of blockchain and how we can see it, essentially what is going to happen is the companies that wake up to the reality of cryptocurrency and leverage blockchain technology are simply going to outperform those that fail to get with the times. So the fact that we're standing around having this conversation about the different blockchains that are going to be outperforming and really building an infrastructure that's going to be taking us into the world of tomorrow, I would say that it's going to be blockchain that's going to be at the center of the conversation, and the cryptos that failed to really leverage blockchain and all these different things, well, ultimately I would expect them to fall by the wayside. So top performers for today, we're seeing Eternal token ranking up there high, and all these different technologies, OX, and it's interesting, Electronium, and just to give these sort of their day in the light, because obviously they're outperforming a lot of these different technologies. It's interesting to see the ones like these ranked number 97 at the top position today. Obviously these are a little bit more prone to having that sort of fluctuation to a large extent, and that certainly does play into that top performing levels that we see, but of course it is interesting because still at the top rankings, we're looking at technologies like Ethereum with their smart contracts, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, of course, a lot of these different household name cryptocurrencies that are really getting their time in the spotlight right now because of essentially what we have to take into consideration is branding. Realistically, it's the marketing campaign that a lot of these different really these brands take for themselves, and interesting to see where EOS is moving forward towards, and obviously the subject of today's video, Cardano. Really realistically, I think when we look into Cardano and we see what the team is doing with the technology as far as moving things forward, Cardano's definitely got a grasp on what the world of tomorrow is going to look like. And then similar technologies would be like Bitcoin Gold. Interesting to see them not doing too bad right now. And then of course, it's interesting to have a conversation about Neo. Neo is really kind of getting driven down and grinded out into the dust. And still maintaining its position in the number 15. And obviously Neo, as it is like the Chinese Ethereum, with their idea of really revolutionizing that whole concept of the smart economy. You got to give Neo their day in the sun as well, but when you look at that $18 valuation, obviously it's a pretty sad sight to see when only a couple months ago Neo was up there in the $100 range. But a lot of people probably could have predicted this sort of downward spike, and of course with the market cap being being where it is. I mean, today's market and all these different things, Bitcoin dominance at 52.4%. I believe Neo's sort of a sleeping giant that definitely does have the infrastructure, but of course definitely was one of those, I would say, I don't want to use the word forgotten cryptocurrencies, but certainly an overlooked crypto along that sort of line, when we are forced to pay attention to what essentially happened this time last year, when we were seeing cryptos at their all-time high. And then moving right along, I mean, obviously we were talking about EOS earlier, but Dash, and I mean, this is a great opportunity to talk about privacy cryptocurrencies. I mean, like Monero and all these, you know, such. And of course, you know, we're going to be making a video in the future about Tron, looking into like essentially similarly to Cardano, a lot of these different things that can be built using the ecosystem of the you know, breaking the mold as far as what people expect from the sort of traditional, conventional ideals of crypto and the ways of you know, these things have been developing and so forth. So you know, I'm definitely expecting to see a lot of interesting things from Cardano. They certainly are learning from a lot of the mistakes that were made previously by other cryptocurrencies, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, Cardano certainly does have a very active community, I would say, across all different social media platforms, and I mean, so it definitely is interesting to see them you know, throwing their weight around as of recently, and you know, essentially having that influence and really in a big way. So I think we could definitely be seeing some interesting developments as Cardano really comes into their own as the future paradigm in the current paradigm shift that's happening. And so we're looking at these different things. I mean, we look at all these new developments, and obviously, I mean, there's a lot of different partnerships that are in the way. I found this tweet very interesting as well. You know, some big things that are happening. After working on Cardano for more than 3 years, the best experience is still being able to work. So I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, definitely looking forward to seeing Cardano as there as you know, as things continue to move forward. I mean, American Dental Association, all these big institutions are certainly not overlooking the cryptocurrency paradigm shift that we're seeing. But I mean, I'm definitely interested in seeing where things are going to take us from this point forward. In particular, when we look at EOS in its relationship to the overall dynamics of the more palpable aspects of seeing people from all around the world realistically using the internet and interfacing with technology and smartphones and all these things. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And always in the spirit of sharing different opinions, I'm actually going to be including a link to this video by CryptoCurrently. You could find the link to that video in the description. Now, this is really one of the great, I'd say, YouTubers that's rising up in the space of cryptocurrency commentary. So yeah, definitely go check out this video by CryptoCurrently. Really, the special thing about it is he has really a data analytical perspective, a mind that really pierces into the really beyond a lot of the bullshit that we find with a lot of these other YouTubers. CryptoCurrently, I think he's managed to gain 1,000 subscribers in under a month now, and he's about to round the corner for 2,000. And you know, this video is awesome. I was just watching it my second time now. It's Cardano ADA set to skyrocket before mainnet launch. So definitely interesting perspective provided here by this YouTuber, where he talks about the future and a lot of these components of decentralization that will simply outperform the centralized components of the really aging paradigm that's giving way to the new way of doing things as far as the internet is concerned. And we're finding that Cardano's right in the center of it. So definitely an interesting video to check out. Certainly find that link in the description. But yeah, all that being said, I mean, Cardano's certainly an interesting technology as far as my opinion would go. I would say, you know, without even going out on a limb, Cardano definitely does have a great founder. I mean, Charles Hopkinson's. It's the vision is there, and that's essentially what I can get behind when it looks because there's plenty of competing cryptocurrencies out there. But the reason we keep coming back to speaking about Cardano is because everything is in place as far as the dream of the future goes, and it's certainly a vision that I could get behind in a lot of different ways. I mean, not all, but but definitely moving forward, I think that the core and the bones are there, the rudiments of the structure that will eventually be the foundation that we can build upon moving forward. And we're talking about years like 2019, 2020, right around the corner, but big things ahead, no doubt. So definitely, pat yourself on the shoulder for being interested in cryptocurrency at this such an early stage in the game, because once the ball really gets rolling, it's going to be a completely and totally different animal from what we see right now. To see how these different things come to a head. And of course, if you guys are interested in connecting with us, you could do so. You could at our Twitter, that's at CryptoTuber. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you follow us on Snapchat and let us know, or in the comments down below. All these different things are useful for the conversation as we continue to learn more about all these different technologies. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your dad. It's obviously kind of a catchphrase at this point, but I'm not your father. I'm not going to tell you what to think about these different things. Pretty much all I could do is think of me as like a crazy uncle. I could talk about cryptocurrency and all these different things, but at the end of the day, you got to take all of our opinions with a grain of salt, all the different YouTubers and all these different things. So all that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.